All right, today I'm going to talk about how to run Facebook ads for electricians. And this is going to be a relatively short one. This is meant to be a high-level overview, but I really just want to communicate to you the use cases for running Facebook ads, why it might be important, and why you might want to consider doing it. So this will be nice, short, and I think you'll find a lot of value and understand that you should get up from this call and go and run Facebook ads. So let's get right to it. And this is really a reliable and cost-effective way to attract new customers in a variety of ways. And you're probably already running Google ads, if not, you should be, and various other ways of marketing to find customers. But this is not one that you want to overlook. So today we're going to cover the what and why of Facebook ads. We're going to talk about some campaign tactics and go a little bit into what you need to do as far as your creatives go. Why should you listen to me? I wrote online marketing for electricians. I own Electrician Marketers, and I've been doing this for 12, 13, 14 years. We have a long history in the home services, lots of testimonials and customers. We've been doing this a long time. We know what we're doing, and we like telling you how to do it. And this all gets back to what we teach in these webinars, which is the digital dominance method. Today, this is really focused on PPC and retargeting, and we'll jump right into it. So Facebook ads 101. What are Facebook ads? Unless you live under a rock, you know what Facebook is, and you've seen a million Facebook ads. And I'm not a big Facebook guy, don't use it a lot, don't care for it. But I have to have it because we have customers who run ads, and I pop into it from time to time, and I see ads. And I bought things from Facebook ads. And considering I don't use it that much, it is a very effective platform for getting your marketing messaging in front of your audience. And, you know, the bottom line is most of your customers are on Facebook for 30 minutes every day, if you just cut through all the noise. And so it's important to be there and be in front of them and get your marketing messages to them. And if you look at the averages are good. The average costs, the average KPIs and metrics are good compared to other platforms. Their CPMs are relatively low, cost per leads are relatively low, return on ad spends are relatively high. Now, these are averaged across industries, and your mileage may vary, and it's all over the place for different industries. So you can't expect these numbers necessarily. Yours could be better, they could be worse. It depends on the characteristics of your campaign and how you're running it. But it's definitely not a platform that you should ignore. And so, they are also very scalable. If you have multiple locations, for example, there are still very good abilities to target, and it's a great platform. That's why they make so much money. Is the bottom line. And so you've seen, different kinds of Facebook ads, and you may not know, but when you see Facebook ads, you're actually seeing they all may look the same, but there are often different objectives underneath them. And we'll talk a little bit about that. But really, the bottom line is, why wouldn't you run Facebook ads? And I think after I go through this, you will agree. It's something you need to be doing. Okay. So let's talk about campaign tactics. But before you begin, just some basics. Your business needs a Facebook page. You probably already have one. And if you have one, that means you have Facebook access through your personal Facebook account. And the one thing you might lack that you have to set up is an active ad account. That's relatively easy to do. And this is not a technical presentation today. We're not going to go through all that stuff. There's tons of information out there, or you can hire us to help you with this if you want. But that's what you need. Okay. And there's really four key tactics or approaches that the average business in the kind of spaces we're talking about here would want to do here. A likes campaign, retargeting, leads, or reach. And we'll cover all four of these. So the likes campaign, this is really for a new business or a new location or a business that's neglected its online presence. And so as people look more and more to social media for lead generation, and this really does happen, you really need to curate your online presence because your customers will look at it and use it as part of their evaluation process for whether they should hire you or not, especially for bigger things. And so, one thing you can do is run a likes campaign. And what that will do is just get more likes for your page. So if you have a new location, you start out with 0 likes, first thing you should do is run a likes campaign, get a couple hundred likes on there. It just makes your page look like you have a presence, like you've been around a while. That's all there is to it. And there's really nothing more to say about this. This is juicing a dormant or new location, give it some presence, and then you never do it again. And that's it. Okay. So I want to move on to retargeting campaign because this is the one that everybody should be doing. And all this is it's showing ads to people who've already interacted with you, most commonly with your website. But you can also retarget audiences of people who have interacted with your ads, with your content, with your Facebook page. So this can be retargeting within Facebook. But the most common use case is you put a Facebook pixel on your website and you show Facebook ads retargeted to people who have visited your website. And generally, it's some kind of offer or call to action based on what they saw on your website. Best way to do it. Everybody should do this. They're extremely cheap and they're a no-brainer. If you are not doing Facebook retargeting, you should set this up as soon as you leave this call. It's one of the cheapest ways to get sales, especially if someone's shopping and they're not making a quick decision. If they go to 4 companies, they might forget who they called, but if they see your Facebook retargeting ad, you're the one that springs up to the top. It's pennies. It's extremely cheap if you do it right. So it is literally a no-brainer. You got to have this running. Okay. And so what you do, like I said, is you install the Facebook pixel and you that will communicate website traffic to Facebook. Facebook will make an audience from that. You can also make lookalikes and more complex audiences from it, but I think you can leave it simple. Just retarget the people who have visited your website in the last 90, 180 days and just set it and forget it. Change the copy every now and then, but I've left the same copy running for years. It really doesn't fatigue because your Facebook or your website traffic changes. Generally, it's not the same people. So you're always kind of getting fresh audiences there who have not necessarily seen it before. Okay. And this is just examples of picking goals and doing copy. I'm not going to go into this. So let's talk about a leads campaign. We do a ton of these, and this is really like the core, more advanced but highest ROI type of campaign that you can do on Facebook. And what you're doing here is it allows you to capture customer information directly within Facebook using pre-filled forms instead of making people come to your website and your landing page. There's just more friction to that process where otherwise you can present them with a basic form. It's pre-filled with information they've already given Facebook. And you can do a lot of things with that information. You can pass it to CRMs, you can send them the landing pages, all kinds of stuff you can do when they complete the form. But it just is the easiest way to do it. And the best, and for electricians, this is great for, what pops to the top of my mind is generators. If you install generators, if you install custom lighting, any sort of higher ticket projects, not really repair work. You could even do things like circuit panel upgrades or house rewires, but that's, I don't know how effective that is. We could test it, but generally you're gonna get your biggest bang for your buck on those bigger projects that people will see. You put some sort of offer on it, like $500 off a generator install, or 20% off a large custom lighting display, whatever. You come up with your offers that are profitable for you, but you run these as lead ads with compelling copy and it will get you leads. Now, they might not be $10 leads if it's a high quality, if it's a competitive market with, a limited number of people who opt in, it might be $50 leads, but $50 generator leads is going to be profitable for you if you have a decent sales force or however you operate, right? So that's basically lead ads. Now, the way to run lead ads, there's a couple ways to do it, but the ones that I prefer is if you have an email list of buyers. So if you've been in business for a while and you have a couple hundred, a couple thousand, even better list of customers that have purchased the service you want to offer, that is a gold mine audience. You can upload that to Facebook, and you can then use Facebook to create what's called a lookalike audience, which will find statistically similar profiles to that collection that you have. And then you can market to that lookalike audience with that lead ad. So basically showing a lead ad to people who are like the customers who already bought from you. So obviously this makes a lot of sense, right? Now, what happens if you don't have that? Okay, not necessarily a big deal, especially if you want to target commercial. Like say you want to target commercial generator installs. Well, just think about the industries that tend to buy commercial generators. Maybe it's hospitals, you know, maybe it's warehouses. I mean, think about who your big commercial generator installs will be. You can get lists of emails for those type of companies and or your organizations, and you get a big enough list. You make that look alike. You run that same lead ad to that list with copy, with commercial, copy relevant to commercial buyers, and boom, there you go. Same idea, works great. All right, let's move on to reach campaigns. So reach campaigns are a little different. They're more like branding campaigns. It's like running a TV ad basically, but on Facebook. And the best use case for this, in my opinion, is you can just leave it running all the time and just let the area know about you. It's like running TV commercials all the time. It's not a bad thing to do. If someone has an electrical problem in their house and you've been running ads, running reach ad consistently for years, they probably already know your name. And so they might Google you, and then if you show up in the map pack and they're familiar with your name because they've seen your commercials on Facebook, they're more likely to call you because of that brand association, right? The other thing you can do is run this in conjunction with like a postcard campaign or some other form of offline advertising where you're targeting a specific geographic area and you run Facebook ads over that geographic area while you're running an offline marketing campaign. It's a great one-two punch. It basically, anyone who's getting your postcards, you put the same creative in the reach campaign. And so the people getting your postcards are also seeing this messaging on Facebook. It just reinforces it. You tend to get better results when you do it that way, which is why these postcard companies almost all offer Facebook ad services in conjunction with these postcards. That's why they do that, because it works. It makes sense. So these are brand awareness campaigns. But with all of these, you set them up in very similar ways with audiences and things like that, which the technical stuff we're not going to get into here today. So think about what did you learn about different campaigns and which campaign is best for your business right now. And I hope everyone is like, I'm gonna go do a retargeting campaign. And you probably want to go run those lead generation campaigns too, if you do some of the more custom or high dollar installs. And you should. You definitely should. So let's briefly talk about creatives. So what makes up Facebook ad creatives, it's really just two things. It's you don't have to complicate things. It's captivating visuals and compelling ad copy. So with Facebook, you have to keep in mind people are going on Facebook to see updates from their friends, see funny memes, watch reels, whatever. And so whatever your copy or your visuals are, they have to fit in that ecosystem and get their attention, right? So, you know, your any ad you're doing, you've got to have a video or an image. And videos are always better than images. You want it to capture people's attention. You want it optimized for mobile. And there's lots of different specs you have to follow here, but it's pretty straightforward to do. Um, and just make it something that tells a story that's very clear as day. Here's just an image. That's not even a video. But anybody who would be a customer of an EV charger is going to see that and understand exactly what this is. And so this is a great image to run with a lead campaign for an EV charger installation, right? Does that make sense? It's really as simple as that. You don't have to overcomplicate these things. And as far as the ad copy goes, it communicates to your customer what you need them to do. Okay. So, I'm not a big fan of long form copy. Nobody's going to read your novel, especially on Facebook. It just needs to be clear and concise and to the point with a call to action and some sense of urgency, like you got to do this now, right? And so here's one. Attention EV owners, don't want to search for charging stations, get one installed at home, limited time offer 10% off, call now. Okay. Or if you're doing a lead ad, you know, fill out our form to get more information, right? Simple and easy. Anybody who is in this market or could be in this market who sees this ad, if they're thinking about it and they want to talk to you about it, they're either going to make the call or they're going to fill out the form and they're going to talk to you. That's it. It's very simple, very straightforward. So as far as ad creatives go, do you have the right videos or images? If not, you got to get them. It's the most important part is getting that right. So your next steps, I told you this would be short. You want to maximize your Facebook ads. So go and set up that retargeting campaign and start thinking about how you want to run lead ads. That would be my 1-2 combo of how I would approach this if I were running an electrical company right now. To do this, you've got two options. You can do it yourself. You watch this webinar. There's tons of information out there on how to do this stuff. You can find it, you can look it up, and you can execute it yourself. If you're tech savvy enough and you have the time, go for it. It'll work for you. It's not rocket science. But if you don't have the time or you'd rather work with experts who have done this before, you can hire us to implement this for you. We'd be happy to do it. We have plans that cover PPC only. If that's just the only thing you want us to tackle, no problem. Happy to do it. So do it yourself, hire someone to do it for you, but either way, get it done. Don't overlook this. I would say most companies that come to us are not doing this, and you're leaving money on the table. You got to fix it. And so if you want to think about working with us, schedule a free consultation. We'll take a look at your market. We will put a report together for you about your market, and we'll just talk to you about the opportunities that we see for you and ways that we might work together to help you get better results. And so you can go to electricianmarketingagency.com/apply-now, or give us a call, and we'd be happy to talk to you. And that's it. Hope this was helpful. Get out there and set up your retargeting campaigns, and we will see you next time.